What is happening, sports fans? It's your main man, Matt, from the DFS 5-pack. I am not rocking it solo. I'm here with my main man, the DFS Patriot. What's happening, dog?
What's going on? What's going on? Hopefully, the weather's not kicking your butt too bad, and it's coming my way tonight. So, who knows? I might be on camera tomorrow.
I hope so. I'd love to see your beautiful face. I'll just say, it sucks that we were talking about this. It's always gray out here. Obviously not in the summer, but in the winter when it's snowing, and it just makes it so much worse. So, it's dreary, it's cold, it's snowy, but you know what? I got heat. I'm inside. I'm talking to you. My wife's downstairs working. How can my life be better?
Not many other ways.
I could think of some ways based on just what I said there, but we'll leave that for that. So, yeah, we got 6 games to talk about tonight. Excited to break it down. For those of you who don't know, it's Thursday, February 3rd. Got a little bit of a bigger Thursday night slate. This week's been weird with games. I don't know what the NBA was thinking, but it is what it is. Before we hop into it, I'm going to shout out our promoters quickly. First off, Jazz Sports. When you sign up and join Jazz Sports, you get a no-risk wager up to $1,000 in your first bet. That's $1K back if your first wager is graded a loss. You just can't beat that. The promo code's 5-pack. The link will be in the description section. Check it out. The next one's Loose Lines. Loose Lines is an affiliate of Jazz Sports. They offer really good lines and odds over there, reduced juice, and a ton of other really good perks. When you sign up over there, you get 50% off your first deposit. So 2 really good deals. Promo code for both is 5-pack, and the links for both will be in the description section. With that said, let's hop into this slate. I'm going to screen share this. The first game up, a little bit interesting, Minnesota and Detroit. Not necessarily from an injury perspective, but really good matchup for Minnesota, Russell hasn't played in a couple games. He's still questionable. Beverly's questionable again. Jeez.
For one game, that was enough.
Yeah, right. I don't know. Our boy Ant down to 8K. He hasn't been good the past 2 games. They've rolled. I don't really get it.
He hasn't had to have been good.
Right, but it's weird that they put up 100. They've put up 256 points over the last 2 games, and he's got 35 DK points total. That's bizarre.
That is a trend that is not going to continue, people.
I agree, but it is bizarre.
It is.
It's weird.
Well, I mean, you got guys like what's his face there, Torian Prince at a career game.
Right, and they have other good players. It's not like he's LeBron James yet. You know what I mean? Karl Anthony Towns still, gets the ball a ton. So, he had the massive game against Utah, actually.
And against Denver.
He was good against Denver.
He almost had a triple-double.
He's, almost back-to-back trip dubs. I like both of these guys. I think I prefer Edwards because he's cheaper and he's got slightly less upside, but doesn't play center. And he's got multiple position eligibility. I like Edwards in this spot. Detroit sucks.
Yeah, Detroit's terrible. I mean, they're just awful. I mean, I have no problem at all going with Edwards here.
I do like Towns, though. He's playing good ball, and they can't stop him inside here.
I mean, they can't stop me. They couldn't stop me.
I don't use Towns that much anymore. A couple years ago, I was so high on Towns. So are a lot of people. As him and Giannis is the top 2 young players in the game. Clearly, that's not the case. But he's still, and I say this to people, he might be the most skilled he's one of the most skilled big men of all time.
Yep, I totally see that.
But he doesn't really have that winning mentality. Minnesota sucks. I don't know. Minnesota, if Beverly plays, I think he's in play with no Russell, but can't really trust him. It's Edwards and Towns for me. You're right about Torian Prince. Wow.
Yeah, it went off.
Yeah, I'm not buying that for a second. Although I will say, he's played
been a consistent 3 games.
Yeah, give me the 24. If Russell's in, though, no.
Right. If Russell's in, absolutely not. But if Russell's not and Beverly's not, he could be a look.
I agree. I don't think he's a lock now because he's not min price, but because there's no doubt that neither of us would be surprised if he played 16 minutes and had 8 DK points like he did 40 games ago, Right. And that's killing you at 3,100, but at 4,400, you're dead.
Right. Oh, yeah, you're toasting the water.
So, I don't know. Minnesota's fine here. I don't think they're locks, but they're certainly in play. I say where we're going to have money to spend up on Detroit. Cade Cunningham questionable. So if he's out, Jeremy Grant played 29 minutes, didn't do much. I don't know if Cunningham's out. Do you like your boy Corey Joseph?
I don't mind him. I mean, he's gonna play 25 minutes plus regardless if he's on the floor. I think the usage just goes so much higher. Obviously, with no Cade on the floor, he's gonna have the ball in his hands more. So I don't mind him one bit if Cade gets ruled out.
My biggest problem with these guys is they suck, and that doesn't really matter for DFS, but it's just the truth.
Oh yeah, they're terrible.
They're so bad.
Yeah, they're just there. They have an opportunity on a shitty team to be remotely productive for DFS, but anywhere else they would not be.
So I'll put it like this. I think Orlando is the worst team in the NBA. I know we've talked about this a bunch, but I think Detroit has less talent than Orlando.
I agree with that.
So that's how I see it. Detroit they got nothing besides Cunningham, really, in my opinion. Sadiq's fine, but I don't think I could ever see Sadiq being the number 3 on a championship team. Could you?
Oh God, no! Not unless he has some insane growth in his game.
Yeah, I mean, exactly. I don't know. I think all these Detroit value guys, Frank Jackson, Killian Hayes, especially who's starting, Corey Joseph, in play if Cunningham's out. If he's in, I have no interest because Grant's back. Cunningham's cheap enough, but just no thanks.
Yeah, I mean, another guy that I meant to touch on earlier that, if Russell and Beverly are out, I like Malik Beasley as a flyer too at 37 or 3,600, I think he is.
Yeah, I definitely can get on board with that. 100% with tournament upside. I like that call a lot. In a spot, Detroit sucks. Remember when I played Clarkson against Detroit because they're so bad against guards off the bench?
Yep.
So right there, I mean, Malik Beasley is a similar type player.
Right, he's gonna shoot it 100 times.
And if Beverly's out, I think Noel's in play.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Just because he's so cheap. Speaking of cheap, all right, we get to this next game. We're not going to spend too much time on it because there's legit concern this game gets canceled. But it might not get canceled. And if it doesn't get canceled, there's certainly people in play here, players in play. From the Miami side, Lowry is now in. So Lowry's in. Of course,
Jimmy's in too.
Oh, yeah, Jimmy's in. They're all in. So it's a good spot against San Antonio. I don't think Butler is like a bad play in tournaments, but he doesn't stand out at all with all these guys in.
Yeah, no, with everyone back, essentially, he takes obviously a hit, with Lowry. I think Hero takes a hit.
Oh, yeah. Hero hasn't been playing football anyways.
No, but even if there was a shot of him getting back on track, this isn't helping his case at all.
No, because you look at the shot attempts. So,
right.
Yeah, I have no interest in Miami really at all here. And weird because San Antonio looks like a place where we might get a lot. But that's okay. That's just how DFS works sometimes. So from the Spurs side, Murray's questionable. Pirtle's out. First, we'll talk about Pirtle. With Pirtle and Lando out, I think Eubanks looks very good. He should start at center and play a bunch of minutes. I also think Thad Young looms.
Oh, that would not surprise me in the slightest.
He is a good DFS player when he gets minutes. It's a shame that he's not getting any run for San Antonio.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, the other guy that and it kind of depends is that what's his name, Kakok or whatever. He played a bunch of what's his name, Devontae Kakok.
Oh, Devontae Kakok, yeah, used to be on the Lakers.
Yeah, he played obviously it was a while back, but one of the times when Portal was hurt, he played 25 minutes and was actually decent in that time.
He played 23 minutes against the Knicks. Right. I don't know if other guys were out though, like Eubanks, because Eubanks is also had times he doesn't play a ton though. Honestly, I'm kind of most interested in Thad Young. I think he's got the highest upside and the lowest floor for sure.
So the game that Kakok played all those minutes, Eubanks played 20 minutes that game.
Okay.
So I'm looking back, and I wonder if Podol was out that game. You got to assume so. So the 10th.
He obviously was out that game. But what about?
No, he was in. He was in.
Really?
Played 24 minutes that game.
Did they get rolled or something?
Let's see. They lost 110-97 or 110-96.
111-96.
Oh yeah, sorry, driving reading.
Wow. So yeah, I don't know what happened in that game. Obviously, he got blowout run. I think whoever starts is the guy you want, like especially in cash games and in an optimal lineup. But the other guys, Thad Young, Kay Cocker, whoever it is, are certainly in play in tournaments.
Absolutely.
Now we get to the other elephant in the room, Deontay Murray being out or questionable. If he's in play because he's always in play right now.
Yeah, he's a dog.
If he's out, I think you lock in Derek White.
You have to, right?
Yeah, I think he's just a great play. Keldon Johnson playing decent ball. I can never get him right. More interested if Murray's out. Vessel coming off a great game last night or 2 nights ago, whenever that was. I think the Spurs are fine fillers. White's a lock for me if Murray's in. The center position we talked about. And then if Murray's in, he's a fine spend-up option.
Yeah, I mean, even if Murray's out too, like, taking the chance, like you said, on Vassell or, Lonnie Walker too.
Easily. They're just not like cheap, but Walker's playing well. So
right.
I don't mind taking Trey Jones.
I was just going to say, do you think they'll start Trey Jones?
They might. And if they do, then I'll play him for sure.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And if they start Thad Young, I couldn't lock him in fast enough.
Yeah, I think whoever that takes that spot, you just put
Look at the last time he played, 12 minutes, 18 DK points.
Yeah, well, we talked about that with who the hell was it the other day? We were talking about that. Like when they get in, they just go nuts.
He's not that guy, but he's just a good basketball player. Like he could be a nice bench player on a playoff team.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Like these other guys for the Spurs suck, except for Polwell. They're just young. You with me?
Yeah, sorry, I was coughing.
Oh, you're good. Lay off the Chiba over there. All right,
yeah,
so
my
fault. Phoenix at Atlanta. Wish I could see your face right now, but unfortunately I can't. So the Suns, they are, I wouldn't say they're healthy, but it's kind of like the same news. Ayton's back in now. Kaminsky and Payne are out. I think Crowder he's in. So like all these other pieces, not really in play for me. CP3 continues to just ball out. I think he's in play for sure. Why wouldn't he be? Booker also. I mean, Booker, Paul, and Trae Young are all in play for me from this game.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing with Trae's questionable, like hard questionable, right?
And he didn't play last game.
Right.
So yeah, if he's out, you lock in DeLon Wright. Although I'll say this about DeLon Wright. He was good last time out. Played 23 minutes, 3,400, 24 DPA points. He did not close. And I would not expect him to close tonight. So, I don't think you're going to get, 40 from him.
I would agree with that.
But I still think he's one of the better points per dollar plays if Trae Young's out. Real guy, Bogdanovich started off real slow, but he's, their main guy. Him and Collins, their prices are cheap now.
Yeah,
they weren't good last game. I don't know what to make of the Atlanta big men.
Dude, I don't know what this lower tier 20-minute run is for each of them. What are they doing?
You know what it is? Okongwu's playing really well. That's the point. They're all sharing the minutes.
But Capella's a stud when he gets the minutes. So why are you taking that away from him? If Okongwu's playing good, give him some minutes, but not don't take that many away from a guy like Capella.
Well, I think Collins is a stud.
Well, that's what I mean. That's what I'm saying. You have two very deep, very good big men, and I get you want to get your young guy some run, but I don't know if this is the way to do it.
They're winning now, though. With Okongwu, he's the best defender of them all, I think.
Oh, I would agree with that part.
Capella's a good shot blocker and stuff, but Okongwu's can switch out. You know what I mean?
Right. When he switches on a pick and roll, he has more defensive ability to attack it
than either of these guys. So I think that's where the minutes are coming from, and they're kind of all sharing them. Still very intrigued with Collins at 6,300 and Capella just because of their upside. Also, don't think Okongwu is a bad play, but really it's DeLon Wright, Bogdanovich. What about your boy Herder? Real good last game.
He balled last game.
Yes, he did.
There's a lot of speculation of him in a potential Celtics trade.
Well, I just heard
So-
Celtics. I didn't want to hurt your feelings earlier. I was going to text you, but now I'm really glad I can't see your face. You know, it's just a rumor. But last night I heard, or actually this morning, Toronto Raptors linked hard to Celtics center Robert Williams.
No. You're fucking with me.
I'm not fucking with you. I wouldn't fuck with you like that. I don't think that there's like an actual trade. You know how that stuff goes. Like, why would
the fact that
Celtics
oh my god, why would you trade him?
Exactly. Like, you wouldn't.
I'm gonna hit up Brad after this and be like, yo.
They'd only trade him if they're so set on having to have Brown and Tatum. Because that's like their only other guy they could trade, you know?
Well, they talked about there was a leaked thing from the Celtics PR that was saying that like the only three that are untouchable are Brown, Tatum, and Robert Williams.
Right, but I'm saying like if ultimately they want to get a really good player, they're probably gonna have to make one of those three untouchable. And it could be Williams.
I get rid of fucking Jalen, man.
I know. I'm not saying that they should get rid of Williams, but I could see their logic being like we can replace a big, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
I definitely think they should get rid of Jalen Moore because I'm sure he's worth more than Robert Williams too. I mean,
yeah, and he just sucks.
Yeah. All right, Herter's in play. I never love him, but especially if Trae Young's out. Trae Young's in. All these guys were out of play. But also to keep in mind, Lou Williams is out too. He's been playing some minutes recently, so that actually makes me like DeLon Wright, Herter, Bogdanovich more.
Yeah, I would wholeheartedly agree with that.
All right, sweet. Chi-Town in Toronto from the Bulls side. Levine is questionable. He was downgraded, so I'm not sure what to make of that. Lonzo's out, Caruso's out. DDR going back to his own stomping grounds. I mean, he's just a solid play night in and night out. Like, he is priced like how Julius Randle is, but is playing like Randle was last year. Do you know what I mean?
Yep. No, absolutely. Completely agree with that.
So he's in play. Solid look, all formats, cash games, tournaments. I don't think he's like a must in tournaments because I don't really like that 57 he got is probably his upside, but that's still damn good. That's still damn good. So
right. And if you can get a constant 45, like take it.
Yeah, honestly, like he looks like one of the better plays on the slate. Not even kidding.
Right, and like you said, you got that going back home juju. Like he's gonna want a ball.
He never wanted to leave Toronto either.
Right.
I like him a lot more if Levine's out.
Well, I think Levine's gonna end up out. It's a back injury. He got downgraded too. So like.
Yeah, I don't think he plays either, but who knows?
Right. So if we say he doesn't play, right?
I love.
Do you think Ayo is gonna get his minutes though?
Ayo always gets his minutes. I mean,
that's what I'm saying. So I mean, you could take a look at him at 56 too.
Definitely, I like him if Levine's out, but we know who Ayo is. Like, he needs to do a lot of things to get there because he's not a great scorer.
Right.
He was
who else
scored Illinois too. It's so funny.
You know who else is a decent look too, right?
Who?
It's Javonte Green.
Line Star loves him.
Do they really?
Yeah, because of value, because he's 3,700. It's not like they love him like he's going to get 40. They just project him for 6.4x, and that's pretty good.
I'll take that every day of the week.
Yeah, right. So yeah, solid filler piece, more cash game, but could certainly do worse in tournaments. Then from the Raptors side, the Raptors are the same exact story. They're all healthy, but they all play massive minutes, so all their starters are in play. I haven't been on Trent much. But, man, I'm not going to lie. Like, look at the game log, dude. Past 5 games, 40+. I know as soon as I play him, it's going to fall. As soon as I play him, it's going to fall off. But how could he not be in play at 6,100? He should be 7K right now.
Easy 7K. Like DK, what are you doing?
Right? Like, he should be around Anunoby's price right now.
Yep. It's insane.
I like Van Vliet and Siakam, but I like who did I like more that we talked about?
Or guard?
I definitely like DeRozan more.
Oh yeah.
I like DeRozan more than either of those guys. I like those guys too though. And I think I might like the Minnesota guys more they're priced right in between Edwards and Towns. So I think I like Edwards more than them, but I like them more than Towns.
Agree with that.
But I like Towns a lot. He's just expensive. And then we haven't even gotten to the Lakers guys yet, but we'll get there.
Well, I mean, he's 10K.
Yeah, exactly. He's 10K. All right, Sacktown and Golden. Unless there was anyone else on Toronto you wanted to talk over.
No, I mean, no one I'm even looking at is Trent.
Because their bench doesn't play enough now.
No, they play like 15 minutes a game.
Good win for the Kings last night. More of an awful loss for the Nets. I don't know what De'Aaron Fox's deal is, but I don't think he's playing here. Like, they even said yesterday, like, he's, like, questionable every game, but, like, I don't think he's, like, he might play tonight, but I don't think he's close to returning, personally.
Yeah, I mean, I thought he was closer last night than he was, and he got ruled out real early.
Yeah, like, the report I read, and I can't remember the exact verbatim, but it was, like, we're taking it day by day. Like, he still wasn't able to do blah, blah. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
Right.
Halliburton, solid. Yeah, he's pricey, so not a must. But if Fox is out, yeah, I like Halliburton because I always like Halliburton. Harrison Barnes' revenge, I think, is a solid filler. Kings don't really do it for me these days, though.
They really don't. There's really nothing that exciting from that side of the game.
Yeah, I mean, Halliburton is fine. It gives you late exposure, but other than that, and then Barnes is a filler, like I mentioned. No thanks. I guess Davion Mitchell.
He's been fine.
I mean, a little bit. He's been good.
Yeah, I don't know if I buy it.
I'm not sure I buy it.
Yeah.
I'm not sure I buy it either, but
he's also taken. I mean, no, my fault. I was gonna say he's taking so many damn shots. So how do you not even think about him?
right. And he, like, this kid was good. First round pick coming out of Baylor. Like, I mean, yeah, with no Fox, and it's not like he's expensive. Like, he's not cheap. But who's the other guy we were talking about at 4,400 earlier?
Oh God.
Remember?
I think it was like a Lonnie Walker type.
It wasn't Lonnie Walker. He's 4,300. This guy was exactly 4,400. And I was like, we know the 8 DK point game is coming.
Oh,
Prince. Yeah, exactly. I'd much rather play Mitchell than Prince.
Yes, I agree with that.
I don't even think that's close.
No, it's not close.
All right, Warriors. They're all back tonight. So all like the bench guys.
Isn't Porter still questionable?
Porter's questionable, but I just meant like Curry and Wiggins are back.
Oh, yeah.
And Clay's back, and Poole and Looney and all these other guys' prices are up. Even your boy Damian Lee. So, like, they're not in play for me. Curry, sure. I don't have strong feelings about Curry either way.
Yeah, I mean, if he fits the mold that you have and you have that first stud spot, like, take it.
Exactly. I mean, now he's, on average, like a guy like Deontay Murray is probably, let's look at their DK points per game. So I'm sure Murray is better by a couple points. And on average, I'm sure Murray has more 50 DK point games than Curry. But Curry has 80 real life point upside. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Right.
He's just a different beast. So, I don't know. Curry's in play, not a must. I like Wiggins again, though. Small forward always sucks, and he's playing good ball.
Yeah. Again, he's one of those guys, just like Kuzma, where, like,
I knew you were going to compare him to Kuzma.
I hate to play the guy, but, like,
who's better, Wiggins or Kuzma?
Oh God, you're making me pick. I guess Wiggins.
I don't think I think both these guys, but I'm going to go on a rant about Wiggins, are like underrated in terms of how good they are, because Kuzma is a legit like he's not like a superstar, but like he's like a good NBA starter. And Wiggins, like, he's turned his career around. Like, now he's well-rounded. He's never going to be like what people thought he would be coming into the league, and he's got his shortcomings. But, like, as far as, like, NBA players go, he's a top-tier NBA player.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, and we all have those notches and those guys that we just can't stand, and those two just fall into that category for me.
I don't really hate Wiggins anymore. I respect what he's done. There's certainly guys I don't like. Not many on this slate, though.
Yeah, no. I mean, again, I don't really hate Wiggins. I just don't like the way he plays.
Yeah, I get that. I have no argument. All right. Other than that, from Golden State, no one really. I mean, Klay Thompson. I think he's more of a casting play because he's not going to play a ton of minutes, but he's going to get a lot of shots up.
Yeah, exactly. He's gonna put up 15 shots a game. It doesn't matter how many minutes he plays.
I mean, this is the guy that had 36 points against Boston in a quarter.
Yeah, he went bananas.
Like the best quarter ever.
Yep.
You watched highlights of that? I've watched highlights of that quarter. Was that against Boston?
No,
I don't know.
Booker was against us.
Yeah, so they played someone at home, and he had 36 points in a quarter, and it was like unreal. I mean, when he hit like 20 points, the guys on the Warriors bench were like going insane. Like he had 16 more points after that.
Yeah, that's insane. Like, that's incredible.
It's unfathomable.
Yep.
So I suggest anyone to check that out because it is one of the most remarkable things I've ever seen. All right, so this game looks good from an outside perspective, but not a game I'm overly excited about. Clip Show and Lakers, though. So the Lakers, they're coming off. LeBron's out.
Yep.
They won last night, didn't they? Yeah, they won.
They won a sloppy game.
A sloppy game. Yeah, I mean, honestly, AD and Westbrook, man. Like, Westbrook wasn't great. This was a slow game. He shot 3 of 12. There's no LeBron. And the Clippers don't have Kawhi, Paul George. Like, why wouldn't AD and Westbrook be right on top of the list?
Right. Yeah, I mean, AD is going to feast.
What about Westbrook?
I like Westbrook. But again, like, I don't think, like, if I came down to, like, which one am I taking between the two of them and the 200, I'm taking AD.
Okay, that's fair, but Westbrook or Chris Paul?
If Trae Young's in, Chris Paul. If Trae Young's out, Westbrook.
Westbrook or Towns?
Westbrook.
You don't like Towns at all.
I thought I don't like him. I don't know.
You never play him and he's expensive. It's hard to play those guys.
Right.
I think Malik Monk's right back in play too. He let a lot of people down last night.
Yeah, he heard a lot of last night. Carmelo went nuts last night.
Yeah, he did.
Carmelo went absolute ape shit.
Yes, he did. That's why, like, for me, like, I'm only really about AD and Westbrook, and I could easily play them both.
Yeah, I mean, the other problem is, like I said, those other like role guys, like it was Melo last night. It could totally be Monk tonight, or it could be like a guy like Reeves.
Because it's whoever's playing well.
Right.
Because none of those guys are that good.
Right, exactly.
Could be THT.
Right, for all we know.
Yeah, so, all right, from the Clippers side, this is another team I freaking hate, man.
They're so hard to digest.
Remember when Marcus Morris was throwing up like 40 every game?
Yep.
Not doing that anymore.
No, he hasn't done that in a long time.
Amir Coffey got real hot late against Indiana. This team, I think if I had to play one guy, it'd be Reggie Jackson. His price is cheap. He's been good the past 2 games. He's their best offensive player right now. And I don't really like the centers here. I know they're projected well. I mean, Zubac is so cheap. If he's out, Hartenstein and Ibaka started last game. They're in play as fillers, but I hate it because I like AD and Westbrook, and I don't want to play both of them without any Clippers. I kind of feel like the Lakers should roll here.
I mean, there's always those spots I feel like with the Lakers should roll, and they just, they keep it. I thought last night they were going to roll.
They don't. They never roll because they're not good.
Right, they can't help themselves but to keep it close.
I just don't know who from OKC is going to get there. But Reggie Jackson, I think, is fine because, like, he's not expensive at all. I mean, he's less than Amir Coffey now.
Right. That's crazy.
I mean, look at it. Like, I know that he's had stretches where he's been better, but from your perspective, he's 5,400 and averaging close to 30 DK points a game. Like, that's great cash game value, right on par for tournaments.
Right. Absolutely.
And it gives you a nice piece of the Clippers. So, a lot of good plays. Let's build one because we didn't right. I mean, I'm just gonna. I don't know what to do with this Miami game.
I mean, let's just play. I mean, I don't know. It's so like the value's all there too.
I'm gonna play it like it's not playing. Whenever I get
Yeah.
these updates, like it's obviously things are different. I'm just gonna play it if it doesn't play. So then I'm gonna go. Thing is, the value is all there. Freaking want DeRozan.
Yep.
Want Davis. I
Yep.
want Westbrook. I want Reggie Jackson. So I got 4K left. I have no Edwards here.
Right.
Damn. All the values in. This is where, like, I mean, if what's his name, like DeLon Wright, Bogdanovich. I don't like this build. I'm switching this up. I don't want to use AD and Westbrook.
I'm not using Westbrook.
All right, so I'm going to switch it up. I'm going to go Edwards at small forward. I'm going to go DeRozan at power forward. At center, I'm going to go. You know what? I'm going to play like the San Antonio game is playing because why not? I'm going to go Eubanks. I'm going to go Thad Young also as my forward. I'm going to go Davis. I'm going to go. I can still go Russ here. I just can't go Reggie Jackson. But if I went Reggie Jackson, then I could go like Lonnie Walker and Barnes, or I could go like Derek White if, what's his name is out. Who's a lock. Yep. And 5,300 would leave me with Bogdanovich. Like if, because all of a sudden, let's say Trae Young's out. So then I go DeLon. Then, man, I probably take Eubanks out, especially if I'm going with Anthony Davis, or I mean with Thad Young, like kind of pivoting off there.
Yeah.
Still can't play Westbrook, but this is where I can play Bogdanovich. I also like a lot, and then 55 gives me Reggie Jackson.
That makes that part easy.
Yeah, so again, I'm sure everything will change here, but I like that build as of right now. DeRozan and Edwards look like great looks for me. Yeah, let's see what you got.
All right, so I'm going to build under the assumption that game does not play.
Okay.
Just kind of give people a different perspective. So let's go DeLon Wright at point guard.
Okay.
Trent at shooting guard.
I forgot about Trent also.
Javonte Green.
Forgot about him as well.
DeRozan Davis.
This is where you could so easy fit Westbrook also, I feel like.
Well, I'm going to put Edwards in. I just got to
figure
out I want to put him
Edwards.
in it. Yeah. Again, I feel like DeRozan. I feel like what's his face there. Oh my God! I want to know what the Minnesota guards are doing. That's like key for me.
Oh yeah.
Because like I'd want to play a guy like like a Noel or like a B.
Right.
Right. Like, so if I go, I don't like that because I don't like what was left with it.
59 at utility.
Yeah, which gets me Capella, but Capella doesn't play anymore.
Or Malik Monk.
Yeah, I mean, well, I guess if what's his face is out there,
What about Bogdanovich here?
Yeah, well, that's what I was just trying to figure out. What would that get me if I went Bog? That would get me 47. Would get me
Herder, who you also like if Trae Young's out.
Yeah, Herder, and then if I went, yeah, I'd probably go Herder. I'd probably go Herder over Bogdan. I would go at. I'd probably go. I don't mind taking a flyer on Cam Johnson.
You go Cam Johnson over Bogdan with him out. Oh, the other guy right here, Davion Mitchell.
Oh, yes. Where is he?
48.
That's a great call. If I went Mitchell, so if I put Mitchell at the guard position, yeah, there's nothing else. So yeah, I would just go what's his face, Herder. And then I can, maybe upgrade, if I need to, I can upgrade to Javonte Green, but I'd rather Javonte Green than anything in the 4K range.
I get it. I like it a lot. Yeah. All right. That's all I got for this slate. How about you?
That's what I got.
All right. Well, as always, I appreciate you coming on with me. I appreciate you guys watching. Members only video for the public. It's Thursday, so I hope you guys have a great Thursday night, and we'll see y'all tomorrow.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.